All right, welcome in Sleeper Bears, very first episode on this channel. First of all, my name is Dave. Going to be the host of this channel. Super excited that the Sleeper team just reached out, and we're excited to kind of get this thing going. Excuse me, build this from the ground up. And if you don't know me, cover the Bears for Bears on Sports Illustrated. Also, co-host Bears Fan TV on YouTube with my friend Fick, co-host. Check that out. But super excited to kind of build this thing. We're going to start with episode 1. Essentially, we're going to do about 1 to 2 videos a week. Maybe 10 to 20 minutes just going over the highlights, maybe instant reactions. But in this case, we have mandatory minicamp day 2, kind of going over the highlights, some key takeaways, and we have a lot. We have Xavier Thomas. We'll start with him, to be honest. Kind of want to do stock up. We can do stock down, I guess, for I guess people that aren't attending or that are not here for the first 2 days. But for the most part, it's been a lot of positive, even including Caleb Williams. And so Xavier Thomas, I want to start with him. He's been awesome. He is so fast. I know, first of all, Ben Johnson, right? His press conferences kind of been viral the last probably 2 weeks. You have the phone incident where a reporter kind of left the phone on. It was not on do not disturb. It went off and he was like, hey, let's not let this happen. But also there was the Luther Burden where he talked about, hey, buy the Luther Burden stock. Well, Xavier Thomas, there was another press conference today that Ben had where he's talking highly about Colston Loveland, but also Xavier Thomas. And one of my favorite quotes today about Xavier was very, very interesting. Let me pull it up here. So when it came to rookie wide receiver Xavier Thomas, he goes, he tends to make a play almost every single day. Right now, he could be a weapon, a big weapon for us this year. So there's just excitement in the air when it comes to what this Bears team is. And Xavier Thomas, again, very, very exciting. Let's go ahead and go to our other takeaways here. Khalif Raymond, also, you can see the veteran presence that he has just in the locker room so far, really at mandatory minicamp. And you can see why Ben is very strategic as far as like the players he brings in. Obviously, a lot of them are very good. This year, there's a lot of speed that was brought to the offense and defense. But Khalif Raymond, he was really, really good. He returned punts today. Luther Burden tried to be the second guy to return punts, but Richard Hyatt actually gave it to Xavier Thomas. And I think that's probably because Burden, no offense to him, he's very, very important to this offense. With DJ Moore out the door, I think it's exciting to see Burden wanting to do that, but it's going to be Xavier Thomas and probably Raymond for the most part. But again, we'll get to kind of a little bit more risers in a second. I have a couple clips I want to play when it comes to just Ben Johnson and really a couple other guys this week. And we have one more practice tomorrow, Thursday, before the Bears kind of break for the summer. And so, yeah, we're going to enjoy this. Bears football, it's not all the way back, but at least we get reports. We get to see, I don't want to say it is football, but it's very vanilla as far as what the Bears are showing. And they're just going through getting reps and getting these guys that had not been here last year accustomed to what the culture is in Chicago for them. And so it's exciting. But before we do, again, if you want to kind of hit that like button, subscribe to the Sleeper Bears channel. We're going to be going live, like I said, once or twice a week. We'll have some shorts, a lot of content for you, and just excited to do that. So other players that are extremely exciting is Luther Burden. Now, we talked about that quote as far as stock up. He's everything you want as far as like a wide receiver 1 for the most part. And I'm excited to see him and Colston Loveland. We'll talk about them both because obviously same draft class. And I think it's instant impact. We saw it last year, maybe took a little bit for Luther, took a little bit for Colston Loveland. And then they kind of just both went on a tear. Loveland was ridiculous, right? You talk about the playoff game in Green Bay, but Luther Burden was, before his ankle injury, he was just awesome. And I think both those players are going to be paramount for the Bears. And they're showing it right now as far as like how they're playing, their speed, both very, very twitchy in their own right. Not like Xavier Thomas and even Khalif Raymond, the veteran. I think he's 31 now. He can move too. Like he's a lot smaller, different skill set, but for the most part, yeah, just a lot of weapons. Caleb Williams has just a plethora of weapons. So now in regards to other really strong standouts, Jalen Johnson, he has been playing really, really well. I think he had 2 interceptions yesterday. So on Tuesday, he picked off Caleb Williams twice. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's just the truth. And when it comes to interceptions, first of all, you look at Caleb's work throughout his first 2 years in the NFL, he does not throw many interceptions. And I think that's probably one of the best things about his game. And but he does take chances, and you want to see him take chances at camp. Like, I don't care. I think it was Mahomes. I think he had like 10 interception his rookie or maybe second season in training camp, or like in like a week or two. It was a lot of interceptions, and a lot of people made a big deal about it. And we all know kind of how that played out. So for Caleb, I want him, if he's going to make mistakes, if he's going to try things, I want to see him do it here right now at mandatory minicamp and in training camp in July. So next month. And Jalen Johnson, he's doing what he needs to do, and he's lined up. I love the fact that he's going against Rome. And Ben, he talked about in his presser today as far as, how is it seeing Jalen Johnson out there? Does he look the same? And Ben's like, well, I haven't really seen him out there. So I can't answer that, but he looks really good. And I'm kind of paraphrasing, but it's the truth. Jalen and Kyler Gordon were not around a lot last year. And that's a testament. I mean, how good the Bears defense I know it was kind of rough in patches, but shout out to CJ Gardner-Johnson, along with, Nashawn Wright, both not here, but major impact and kind of really good, stopgap and Band-Aid for what the Bears were dealing with as far as injuries. But Jalen Johnson he's looking awesome. I think he had another interception today. This one was, I think, on Case Keenum, if I'm not mistaken, or it was Tyson. But he's playing at an elite level at mandatory minicamp. We just got to see him stay healthy and kind of pick back up, as far as a lockdown corner. But that's huge. And now, as far as players missing, I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but we're talking about the cornerback room. So my 4 risers right now, or stock up, really, really up. Jalen Johnson, he's staying healthy. He looks good. He's fluid. He's fast. I just can't wait to see one out there. And then Xavier Thomas, the rookie. You see why Ben drafted him. And there's some clips as well in regards to how they're going to utilize them. And the Bears social team, I think it was a bubble screen, and you just saw Xavier take off. And I know it's camp, and not everyone's running full speed, but even if they were, they're not catching him. I don't care who. No one on that defense is faster than Xavier, and so and that's saying something. There's some Thiniaman, who got reps with the ones today, was pretty cool, and he moves pretty different for a safety as well. But Xavier is he's in a different stratosphere as far as just elite speed, breakaway speed. And you talk about, him returning punts, could be interesting, but I think that's probably Raymond's job. But as far as who was here, people we did not see, Kyler Gordon. Not great. I'm not excited about this. I don't want to get negative, but Kyler Gordon, and it is a minor injury right now, I believe. And I think it's the hammy. And even though it's minor, with Kyler Gordon, any other player, it's like, okay, well, come on, guys. It's June. We're going to be okay. July's right around the corner. But with Kyler Gordon, even a minor injury is kind of major, if that makes sense. And that's unfortunate, because when he's on the field, he's phenomenal. He just needs to be on the field. And so we'll see if he can come back. He should be ready. I believe he should be good to go for camp, unless there's a setback. I mean, knock on wood here. But other players we did not see. DeMarco Jackson, he got banged up yesterday at the very tail end of practice. And then it was reported Noah Sewell was not there, injury. Shamar Turner. Ben Johnson wasn't quite sure about the timeline. That kind of worries me, but I would be shocked if Shamar Turner is not. I bet he starts on the PUP list to start the season. And then Ruben Hippolyte was not there. Keyshawn Elliott, linebacker out of Iowa State, that was drafted this year. He was at rookie minicamp, but he's kind of been MIA, and I'm not trying to raise any red flags or anything like that. Who knows? He probably has some type of permission to not be here. But anytime you don't see a rookie, it kind of gives me, I just don't like it. It's not ideal, if that makes sense. And so Keyshawn Elliott, there's not been a lot of word on what's going on with him. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but you're kind of, I'm not even going to say it, but I guess I can't. Zay Frazier, right? We know what happened, wishing him the best. And I'm not saying that's even what is transpiring right now or what's playing out, but the fact that he's not here at mandatory minicamp when you got vets here, it's just not ideal. It's just not ideal. So it is what it is, and we'll go from there. But who else? So Cam Lewis, Ozzie Trapillo, that's not surprise. He's still trying to, recover from that injury. And I don't know when we'll see him. I'm not even going to speculate, but it's probably going to be midway through the season at best. James Lynch, Neville Gallimore, was not there either. At least we did not see. Tyreek Stevenson was back out there after leaving practice. He kind of got banged up on 7-on-7s. And so, yeah, a lot of updates, lot of updates, but some good news. If we want to talk about Caleb Williams, he did have a perfect 7-on-7 today. And it was really, really cool to see. But other than that, he did have a couple ups and downs. But Caleb Williams, as far as like an update goes, he went perfect. So 10 for 10 during the 7-on-7. But then Kobe Bryant did pick him off, the new safety from Seattle. Awesome player. Excited to see kind of that defense. Really, the defense, I know it's not totally revamped and whatnot, but Dio was out there. He did look motivated, albeit very slow. He did not seem very fast. You can look at the clips too, and you tell me, like, I know he's still recovering, but you look at Austin Booker, the way he moves, and Dio, I don't know. We'll see. Wishing him the best. Hope it. We need him to play well. And so I'm obviously rooting for him. But Kobe Bryant, that defense, there's a lot of speed, but that defensive line, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sold on it. Tyreek Stevenson, of course, returned. And then Dylan Thieneman, he's running with the ones. So if you remember, 3 weeks ago, it was OTAs, the last round. They had him still with the second unit. And I think it was because, the coaches were saying, essentially you got to earn your spot. We know you're going to be starting, but there's other guys, other vets here that I think it's just like optically, you got to see I'll be a first rounder. You got to see him earn it. And I think he's already gotten there. Like, Thieneman is different. He's going to be fine. And I'm excited to see what he can do. And I think Dennis Allen is probably the main reason where he's like, you know what, Ben, like, I think it's time. I think it's time to get him there. Let's stop delaying the inevitable. If I can say that correctly. And yeah, but another highlight for Caleb Williams, he had a touchdown to Khalif Raymond versus Devin Bush against a blitz. That was cool. But again, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt for the most part when it comes to mandatory minicamp. July, when the pads are kind of coming on, that's when everything, I guess, matters a little bit more. But even then, like preseason, you got to wait to the real thing. And so, but I like what I'm seeing from Caleb Williams, from Ben Johnson. It's just it's exciting to see just the growth in year 2 for these guys. So there's a couple of clips I kind of want to bring up as well if we have time. Again, it's gonna be maybe about 10-20 minutes per video. I'm not gonna go crazy long, but I want to kind of get the news out there as quick as possible. Really start building this channel. It's just gonna be a Bears community at the heart. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, you can follow me on all socials as well at Dave BFTV. You can check out my work, Bears Fan TV as well. Super stoked, kind of what we're building there, and you can check it out. And then, of course, Sleeper Bears on all socials for the Sleeper team. So another really interesting nugget here was Rome Odunze. There was I can bring it up here, actually. Let's go ahead and share my screen, and we can talk about this quote from Ben Johnson, because if you remember correctly, last week, man, the summer kind of fades a little bit as far as remembering when these quotes came out. But if you guys remember, we had a quote from Rome Odunze, and essentially what he said was, this is my new normal, because he was asked about how his foot felt after surgery, and let me see here. And he said, essentially, it's not the same. He's still learning to deal with it. And even Allen Robinson chimed in. He had a similar injury back in, I believe it was his rookie year. The foot stress fracture on his foot. A-Rob said it was fine. And, long time, shout out to him, Bears legend, but extend him. If you get that, shout out to you. You're a Bears fan OG, but the new normal, with that stress factor, A-Rob said he didn't feel it, but the second time it happened, it kind of changed his entire game. And so with that, it was interesting. And then Rome, who had the same injury, said that it's a new normal. But then Ben was asked about it, kind of about, hey, how is Rome looking out there? And in Ben Johnson fashion, he goes, he looks like the same old Rome. And so for me, I love Rome. I love the honesty. And I think he's probably one of the more rare players when it comes to just being honest about his injury, because I think most guys probably give you like a cliche answer or just kind of hide it. and are just not very honest, very transparent. But Rome, and I feel like this entire, from the coaching staff to the players, Caleb, Ben, it doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter. It can be the janitor. Shout out to Kareem. They're just transparent about what's happening at Hallis Hall. And yeah, so I'm not worried about Rome. I think he had a great start last year, and we'll see what happens. Like at the end of the day, I think Rome is going to be Rome Odunze no matter what. And I'm just going to keep positive about that. I wanted to play this entire clip as well. I know we talked about it, but this is going to be the Xavion Thomas quote as well. And before we do, I want to go ahead and shout out Dot on YouTube. He goes, "Keep killing it. Love the content, Dave." First of all, shout out to you guys. We're going to be going live as well. If you follow me on Bears Fan TV, if you follow me on Twitter, however long, you know we like to go live and kind of talk about this Bears team. And so I'm excited to kind of do it with Sleeper and build this channel, like I said it a million times, from the ground up. And we are running a Colston Loveland jersey giveaway, which I can go ahead and actually share this as well. We are going to go ahead and be giving it away. I'm trying to figure out when. Working with the Sleeper team, we're going to go ahead and give it away for this account, and it's going to be just one free Colston Loveland jersey, and you can see it here. To enter, simply like the post on Twitter. You can go to my page, Dave BFTV, right here. Go ahead and highlight it for you, and then subscribe to the Sleeper Bears YouTube channel. Which, if you're watching this right now, it's just subscribe. Hit the like button as well if you want. That always helps. Maybe I can go ahead and show another tab here. Yeah, we got right here. So go ahead and subscribe. We're at 161. We'll see exactly when. We'll go ahead and give that away. It should be very, very soon, and then we'll go from there. Now we have Ben Johnson and the Xavion Thomas quote. This is a full quote because it talks about not only Xavion and him making play almost seemingly every day, but it talks about how Xavion and what he needs to do to kind of get to that, to get more involved in the offense. You looked at Luther Burden, you looked at Colston Loveland. If you guys remember the rookie season, it took a little bit, right? Alameda Zacchaeus was getting reps through week 4. And I know we were frustrated, but it takes time with these guys sometimes, especially these rookies. But this is a great answer from Ben Johnson on rookie wide receiver Xavion Thomas.
I don't know if he's faster, but it's what he showed at LSU and Mississippi State before then. I mean, he's got a long highlight reel in terms of showcasing that speed in the SEC, and he tends to make a play almost every single day right now that says, okay, if we can harness all this energy and make sure that we can trust him and that he's going to align where he needs to and run the route the way we need him to, that we really could use him, and he could be a big weapon for us this year. But that's what we're trying to harness right now. I think Coach Al and Isaiah Ford are doing a phenomenal job with him and the rest of the room, and getting him up to speed and challenging him. And I think he's developing the work ethic that we expect.
Again, I love that answer from Ben. He's very transparent, and I'll bring myself back on the screen here, and you just love it. I think the Bears have a lot of guys here that are just. It's going to be fun to see just where they go and how they progress through the season. And I think you look at the impact the Bears rookie class had last year, and it's such a tall task, right? It's such a tall task to go ahead and hope that they replicate what the Bears did yesterday. Or I'm sorry, not yesterday, last year. That rookie class was so impactful. It obviously even got, I think it was number 1 in the NFL as far as the ranking, is draft ranking for 25 as far as impact goes, and the Bears were number 1. And I think I don't even know if it was very close. Like maybe you could think about a couple other teams that were had productive years, and that goes to the scouting department and what the Bears organization, and really since Ben has entered, and really Ryan Poles as well. I want to give him a little bit more flowers, but the Bears are they're getting there, and I love to see kind of what comes from it. So we have a couple more. I know there's some more highlights. This is the clip I was talking about, and shout out to Clay Harper. I think this is from Clay from today, and you're going to see the difference in the linemen. I think so. We have Austin Booker here. No, I'm sorry, Montez Sweat. We'll bring that back. The green cleats. You can kind of see the speed, and there was a really good quote here from Ben. I'm going to paraphrase it about Montez Sweat, and it was talking about like the impact that he had. Like a lot of people are like, he had a down year. He's not really progressing. As far as like getting, I think the Bears gave up a second from Washington for him. But Ben said after watching the tape, right? So you go and look at it. So after the season ends, you go back and you take a step away, take a couple, let's say about a couple weeks away, right? Probably less. And he went back and watched Montez Sweat, and he was like, he was kind of shocked at the impact and how kind of good of a season he had in retrospect. And as far as the pressures, I know he maybe didn't get all the sacks that you prefer, but he affected, some plays a lot more than I think we think. So Ben Johnson had a really good quote today from camp talking about Montez Sweat, and we'll let the rest play here. Montez. And then here's Austin Booker, leg sleeve on the left. A little bit faster. And I think, 59. And here comes Dio, number 55. You guys tell me. And I know he's coming back from injury. ACL. But that does not look fast. And it is June. And and I know he can stop the run too, but damn. We got Daniel Hardy coming up as well. But we'll see. We need a lot from him. Obviously, the Bears paid him heavily. And so we'll have to wait and see and I guess remain positive and hope that he's motivated. Again, if you get that, if you understand and you get that, I appreciate you so much. But with that being said, I think we'll go ahead and end this one up. We'll have another episode probably tomorrow to kind of recap the finale of OTAs. But again, hit that like button, subscribe. We are doing that Colston Loveland jersey giveaway. So subscribe, hit that like button on the post on X on my account at DaveBFTB. Follow Sleeper Bears and check out all the work we do again on Bears on Sports Illustrated, along with Bears Fan TV. And we'll be back tomorrow with a quick recap before we kind of get a summer break. And then, of course, like I said, one video per week at least with the Sleeper Bears YouTube content. So thank you guys again. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you soon. Bear down.